Yo, Tarnished Tales fam, the gaming world never sleeps and neither do we. Get ready for a lightning-fast rundown of the hottest drops and biggest buzz in the industry. From killer new indie titles to major industry shifts, we've got the unmissable updates you need to stay ahead. Buckle up, because this is what's happening now. First up, step into the boots of the villain in a brand new 2D Souls, like that's taking Steam by storm. Next, we dive back into the treacherous world of Elden Ring Nightreign, where a new boss is proving so brutal, players are demanding an immediate nerf. Is this the toughest challenge From Software has ever thrown at us? Then, a major shakeup in European game sales sees Assassin's Creed Shadows dethroning some giants, but can it claim the top spot overall? We break down the numbers. And finally, if you're feeling that Elden Ring Nightreign fatigue, a new roguelike is here to offer the perfect dark fantasy fix. Stay locked for all the details and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Playing the Villain, a new 2D Elden Ring-inspired game hits Steam. A fresh take on the Souls-like genre has landed on Steam, offering players a unique perspective. You play as the final boss. Titled The Dark Queen of Mortholme, this 2D indie title draws comparisons to the critically acclaimed Elden Ring, though it presents a more streamlined experience. Instead of facing insurmountable odds as a hero, players embody the ultimate antagonist, the final obstacle in a hero's quest, tasked with preventing their endless resurrection. This concept flips the script on traditional boss encounters, allowing players to step into the shoes of formidable characters, akin to experiencing the game from the perspective of a challenging boss like Malenia, but with a more approachable difficulty curve. Previously accessible on the independent game development platform itch, The Dark Queen of Mortholme has now made its debut on Steam. This re-release boasts enhanced features, including full controller support, compatibility with over 10 languages, and an achievement system, all available for a modest price. The game also features multiple narrative endings, encouraging replayability and exploration of different outcomes. Early player feedback on Steam has been largely positive, with 79% of reviews being favorable at the time of reporting. Critics have lauded the game's innovative concept, awarding it high marks, with some users rating the core idea a perfect 10/10 and praising the depth of its dialogue. One player review highlighted, "Dark Queen is a fun, interesting take on playing the villain. The dialogue is well written, and the different choices in conversations feel meaningful." Having multiple different endings is also a nice touch. While the game is noted for its brevity, typically taking 20–30 minutes to complete, players appreciate its charming visual style, immersive atmosphere, and captivating soundtrack. However, some criticism has emerged, with a segment of the player base viewing The Dark Queen of Mortholme as more of a demo of an interesting idea rather than a fully realized game. This sentiment stems from the core gameplay loop, which is confined to a single location where the player, as the final boss, must contend with the hero's progression. In related news, the Festival of Ukrainian Games has showcased a variety of upcoming titles, including an isometric SDALKER and a pixelated Resident Evil. The festival also features 17 other projects, with discounts available on Ukrainian developers' works until August 21. For those seeking more genre experiences, a curated list of 10 compelling Metroidvanias that might have flown under the radar is also available. This unique approach to gameplay, placing players in the role of the antagonist, offers a refreshing perspective on familiar gaming tropes. But will this novel concept translate into long-term success? Next, we're diving into the intense challenges of Elden Ring Nightreign and a boss that's causing major player uproar. Elden Ring Nightrein's Everdark Libra, the boss that demands a nerf. A new formidable boss, Everdark Libra in its sovereign form, has emerged in Elden Ring Nightreign, and the player community is vociferously calling for a balance adjustment. Many players, including seasoned veterans of the Souls-like genre, are finding the encounter excessively punishing and poorly designed, leading to widespread frustration. The sentiment is so strong that some are jokingly threatening drastic actions if From Software doesn't intervene soon. While a portion of the player base enjoys the challenge, a significant majority are struggling, with even top-tier players expressing dissatisfaction with the fight's mechanics. In the time spent covering Elden Ring Nightreign, this boss stands out as the most polarizing and difficult encountered. This comes shortly after a minor adjustment to the Everdark Augur fight, which was already considerably easier than Everdark Libra, reinforcing the belief that balance changes are imminent. The core mechanic that has drawn the most ire is Everdark Libra's ability to summon multiple copies of the player's own characters, known as Nightfarers, equipped with preset gear. If these hostile NPC summons are not dealt with promptly, they can overwhelm players through sheer numbers, forcing a difficult choice between focusing on the boss or managing the adds. This creates an unsustainable attrition battle where neither objective can be effectively met, undermining the fundamental goal of a boss fight, defeating the boss. The delicate balance required to manage both the boss and its summoned minions is proving incredibly difficult to strike. In the Souls-like community, the introduction of additional enemies or summoned allies by bosses is often considered a sign of bad design. This sentiment, famously exemplified by the divisive Smo and Ornstein fight, is amplified when a boss summons an overwhelming number of adds, as Everdark Libra reportedly does up to 12 times. This design choice fundamentally alters the player's experience, shifting the focus from a one-on-one duel to a chaotic mob battle. Playing solo, the challenge is significant but, for some, manageable. However, the difficulty escalates dramatically in group play. While duos offer a slightly more forgiving experience, trios, the primary mode of play for Nightreign, transform the Everdark Libra fight into a near-unwinnable slugfest. The increased number of summons, combined with enemy HP scaling in trios, create situations where players are susceptible to devastating, wombo-combo attacks from multiple summons simultaneously, often due to unpredictable aggro mechanics. Furthermore, the random nature of the summon loadouts means players can face particularly disruptive enemy types, such as archers that endlessly spam projectiles, making survival a constant struggle. The summon mechanic also disproportionately punishes players for selecting certain characters. For instance, Guardian, often considered one of the weaker characters in the game, becomes even less viable when the boss can summon powerful, durable walls that take significantly longer to defeat than other summons. Even for highly coordinated teams with optimized builds, the fight remains grueling. The combination of trio scaling, relentless summon spam, and team dynamic imbalances suggests that From Software is likely aware of the issue and is preparing to implement nerfs. Player clear rates are expected to be low, signaling a clear need for balance adjustments. This intricate boss mechanic highlights the delicate balance required in game design. Now, let's shift gears to the European sales charts and see which titles are making the biggest waves. Assassin's Creed Shadows dominates European sales, but EA Sports FC 25 holds the crown. Ubisoft's latest installment, Assassin's Creed Shadows, has achieved remarkable success in Europe, securing the top spot as the best-selling new release of 2025. However, it falls just short of dethroning the reigning champion, EA Sports FC 25, which continues to dominate the overall sales charts for the year. This nuanced picture of the European gaming market reveals shifting consumer preferences and the enduring appeal of established franchises. According to Christopher Dring of the Game Business Newsletter, citing data from the official European gaming industry sales tracker Game Sales Data, GSD, Assassin's Creed Shadows has outperformed significant competitors released in 2025. Among its notable achievements, it surpassed titles like Split Fiction, which ranked 6th, and Monster Hunter Wilds, which secured the 7th position. Even the highly anticipated Switch 2 launch title, Mario Kart World, could only manage 9th place in European sales. Despite this strong performance, EA Sports FC 25, a sports simulation released in September 2024, has maintained its position as the year's overall best-selling game. EA Sports FC 25, despite its strong sales, has received mixed reviews from players, particularly on Steam, where only 43% of user reviews are positive. Common criticisms include the game feeling like a repetitive or disappointing entry in the series, with one popular review stating, FC 25 is yet another disappointing entry in a series that seems to get worse each year. Another reviewer described it as manipulative, frustrating, and designed to break you. This suggests that commercial success does not always align with critical acclaim or player satisfaction. The broader European gaming market is experiencing a slowdown compared to the previous year. As of July 28, sales across all platforms have reached 71 million units, marking a 6% decrease from 2024. Physical game sales have also seen a decline, dropping by 9% to 19.7 million units. The highly anticipated Grand Theft Auto 6, initially expected to boost the industry, has been delayed to 2026, leaving a void in the market. Industry analysts suggest that the current struggles of AAA game development are exacerbated by the dominance of live service models, with Grand Theft Auto 5 continuing to be a major competitor even years after its release. This trend highlights a significant challenge for the industry, adapting to evolving player expectations and the persistent popularity of games as a service. While new releases like Assassin's Creed Shadows show strong initial appeal, the long-term market dynamics are being shaped by established titles and evolving business models. This sales data paints a clear picture of the current market landscape. But if you're feeling the strain from these big releases, a new indie title might be just the escape you need. Cursemark, the new roguelike offering a perfect antidote to Elden Ring Nightreign fatigue. For enthusiasts of dark fantasy and challenging gameplay, a new roguelike ARPG named Cursemark has emerged, promising a compelling experience for those seeking an alternative to the demanding nature of titles like Elden Ring Nightreign. Developed by solo indie creator Casey Clyde, known for his previous work on the Diablo-like Into the Necruvale, Cursemark draws inspiration from beloved games such as Blasphemous, Diablo, and Hades, offering a gorgeously grim world filled with intricate mechanics and satisfying combat. The game plunges players into the unknown lands, a richly detailed and pixel-powered environment populated by a diverse array of horrifying creatures. As is characteristic of the roguelike genre, death is a permanent setback, sending players back to the beginning to restart their journey. This core loop encourages mastery of game mechanics and strategic decision-making. Unlike Into the Necruvale, which focused on item combinations akin to Vampire Survivors, Cursemark places a greater emphasis on magical abilities. Players must hone their buildcraft by strategically combining spells, wards, and ultimate abilities acquired throughout their playthroughs to overcome the escalating challenges. Cursemark's gameplay loop shares similarities with Elden Ring Nightreign in its emphasis on thorough exploration. While it does not feature the time-gated progression found in From Software's popular title, players are still encouraged to delve deep into the game's biomes to uncover secrets and power-ups. Each area is guarded by formidable bosses that necessitate the creation of unique and synergistic builds to conquer. The demo currently available on Steam allows players to experience this blend of exploration, combat, and build customization firsthand. For those who enjoy a challenging Spellblade playstyle, the demo provides a substantial taste of what the full game has to offer. Clyde's dedication to crafting a deep and engaging experience is evident in Cursemark's design. The game's aesthetic, a blend of dark fantasy and pixel art, creates a distinct and immersive atmosphere. The combat system is fluid and responsive, rewarding players for skillful execution and smart use of their abilities. The roguelike elements ensure that each run is different, offering high replayability as players experiment with various builds and strategies to conquer the game's increasingly difficult challenges. For players seeking more recommendations in the dark fantasy genre, curated lists of the best indie games and games similar to Diablo are available, providing ample opportunities to explore similar thematic and gameplay experiences. The developer also encourages community engagement, inviting players to share their favorite dark fantasy titles on their Discord server. This new roguelike offers a fresh and engaging experience for fans of the genre. That wraps up our deep dive into today's hottest gaming news. That's a wrap on today's Essential Gaming Updates. We saw a unique 2D boss battler hit Steam, a brutal Elden Ring Nightreign boss sparking major calls for nerfs, Assassin's Creed Shadows topping European sales charts, and a new roguelike ready to cure your gaming fatigue. Don't miss out on future breakdowns, like this video. Subscribe to Tarnished Tales, ring that notification bell, drop a comment with your thoughts, and follow us on all social platforms for more gaming news and deep dives.